Hey guys, welcome back. I'm sorry that I have been MIA for the last 3 weeks, but life has just been super crazy. If you're new to my channel, I'm so glad that you're here. I hope that you stay, and just so you know, I do have 3 kids already. I have a 13-year-old daughter, a 4-year-old son, and I have a almost 2-year-old daughter. She'll be 2 in May. And I am currently pregnant with baby number 4. So today I am 18 weeks along, and my last video I was 15 weeks, so I'm sorry you guys. I'm trying my best to keep you updated each week, but it's hard sometimes when you've got little ones. Life is just super crazy all the time for me, and being pregnant too on top of that, it's hard, and my kids are constantly clingy, so I hardly ever have a moment alone. And it's actually about almost 8:30 my time at night, and my kids just went to bed, so I'm like, you know what? I think this is a good time for me to sit down and do a video because I haven't talked to you guys in a little while. So a couple weeks back, my son ended up getting a pretty bad eye infection. We thought maybe he just had something in his eye, and he just consistently kept rubbing it and he wouldn't leave it alone, so I just thought maybe he had an eyelash or something in his eye, and eventually he would get it out. But hours went by and he was still very irritated. He kept crying because his eye was just hurting so bad, and by that point he had rubbed it so much that it was almost completely closed shut. So I was like, that's it, you're going to the doctor. So I took him to the pediatrician, and he's like, yeah, he's got some kind of bacterial eye infection. So I was like, oh great. Don't know where he got it from, but that's little ones. They pick things up all the time from places that I don't know where it comes from. But my son has this habit of constantly having his hands in his mouth, and we're trying our best to break him of it, but it's really hard right now, and he's fighting us every second. Like as soon as we turn our backs, he's got his hands back in his mouth again. So, yeah, it's crazy. So, but his doctor said, just put these eye drops in that he gave me a script for, and hopefully it'll get back to normal within a day or 2. So, and let me tell you how fun that was, trying to get eye drops into my 4-year-old son's eye. My poor thing. Poor daddy had to hold him down while I put these eye drops in his eye. He was just not having it, but they had to go in. But they worked, I put him in a couple times, and by the next day his eye was almost pretty much back to normal, except it was still a little swollen. He could still not open his eye all the way. But by the day after that, it was pretty much back to normal. So I don't know, maybe it was the start of pink eye, and we caught it just in time. So I'm just leaving it at that. Whatever it was, I think we caught it in the nick of time before it got too bad. And luckily my little one didn't catch it from him, because they're always playing together and wrestling around together, and oh my gosh. Anyhow, and then we had Easter, and that was wonderful. I hope you guys had a wonderful Easter too. I hope you enjoyed it with your families, and if you have kids, I hope that they enjoyed their Easter. But Easter Sunday was the first time that I experienced the worst round ligament pain of this pregnancy yet. I was hurting so bad that day, and I kept it to myself a lot of the day because I didn't want to make anyone feel bad for me, or just make anyone feel bad in general. And I wanted to help out as much as I could. We were at my mother-in-law's for Easter because we had family come in to visit, to spend the day with us and the kids. And family day is really important to us. We love getting together and spending time together when we can. So she had made a huge feast of food, and I didn't want her stuck in the kitchen washing all the dishes by herself. So I told her, I said, just leave the dishes, I will do them. So I just toughed it out, and I did as much as I could to help her out that day. But I was hurting really bad that day. I really was. But Kurt could tell. He could tell that I wasn't feeling well. And he just kept like whispering to me. He's like, are you okay? He's like, why don't you go sit down, put your feet up or something. And I was like, no, I don't want to go sit down. I want to enjoy the day with the family, and I'm not leaving your mom alone to do all these dishes by herself. So, you know, he understood, but he felt bad. But that, oh my gosh, you guys, that round ligament pain was seriously painful. Oh my gosh. And I honestly was not sure if it was round ligament pain or not because it hurt so bad. And it was, you know, like right along here, around, like right on the left and right side, like almost up where my rib cage starts. Excuse me. Like almost where my rib cage stops, I guess, at the bottom of my rib cage, down to both sides of my abdomen, almost to like the bends of my legs where my thighs are. Oh my gosh. It was really bad. So I wasn't sure if it was round ligament pain or if it was something serious that I needed to, you know, it had me concerned in the back of my mind. I was thinking, okay, well, you know, this is about the time that I guess I would start experiencing some kind of round ligament pain, but this just seems too painful for it to just be that. But I toughed it out that day, and then when we got home that night, I went and took a nice warm bath. I soaked in the tub and put my feet up after I got out of the tub, and I had a heating pad. So I covered it with a pillowcase, and then I just put it on low setting and then put that over top of my stomach just for a little while, just to see if that would help with the pain. And I took some Tylenol. And once I did that, it pretty much was not gone, but it was so much better. So I think it was just that I was on my feet way too much that day, and you know, I'm getting bigger now, and I'm 18 weeks, and I'm, you know, you can definitely tell now that I am pregnant. You know, people when I'm out somewhere will notice, and they'll be like, oh, you know, you're having a little one, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah, you know. But I'll tell them it's baby number 4, you know, because, and I tell them that it's you know, our 4th baby, and they'll just be like, wow. So this is not new to me. This is not, you know, this is like a walk in the park. You know, I should know by now what to experience and what to expect through pregnancy, but I don't. I am not an expert in pregnancy because every pregnancy is different. But yeah, so but every day since Easter, I've been feeling the round ligament pain. Not as severe as it was that day, but definitely feeling it here and there. It's not every day, but it'll come and go. At 15 weeks, when I did my last vlog, I had started feeling the baby a little tiny bit. It was just like, excuse me, indigestion. Sorry. Ugh. Ugh. Oh my gosh, this indigestion is so bad, you guys. Anyhow, so I had started feeling the baby just a little tiny bit at 15 weeks. But it was like tiny little pokes. Like I could barely feel it, but I knew it was the baby because I know now what to feel for. But I would maybe feel it once or twice a week. You know, and then at 16 weeks, I felt a little bit more. At 17 weeks, I felt it, I'd say about every 2 to 3 days, I would feel a little bit throughout the day here and there. But as soon as I hit like 17 weeks and 5 days, which is just a few days ago, I really started feeling more movement. So I'm feeling a lot more pokes here and there. I'm starting to feel the baby moving around a little bit. So I know that the baby's getting bigger, and you know, it's just exciting. I'm so glad that I'm finally at the phase where I'm feeling the baby moving, because it's such an enjoyable experience. You know, when you finally start feeling your baby moving inside of you, it's just an unexplainable experience. You know, you can't explain to anybody else, including your partner or your husband, whoever, what it feels like, because it's just something that is special to you, you know, because this is like your time with the baby before the baby's born. This is like mommy and baby bonding time. You know, you have that special time just to yourself with the baby. So I love that. I love that I get to bond so early with the baby. You know, this is kind of like my prize or my gift for going through the pregnancy. I get to enjoy it because you know what I mean. I just felt the baby move again. But I'm definitely feeling more movements, and I'm starting to notice when the baby's sleeping and when it's most active now. So, you know, I have 3 or 4 periods throughout the day when the baby's not moving at all. I don't feel any kicks, I don't feel any squirms, nothing. And then I'll eat something, or as soon as I get up in the morning, I'll notice something. And then right when I lay down at night to go to bed, I'll put my hands on my stomach, and obviously I'm not moving around anymore. I'm not lulling the baby to sleep by me walking around and cleaning and doing all my chores or whatever I'm doing throughout the day. So the baby's like, hey, what are you doing in there? So I start feeling a lot more movement at night when I go to sleep. I'm starting to have a difficult time laying on my back anymore. I'm definitely having to switch over to my left side and my right side. And I was so uncomfortable for weeks because I could not find a comfortable position to sleep in. I tried my best because we have so many different pillows in the house, and I tried, you know, just the pillows that we have, sleeping with 2 pillows under my head and 1 between my legs, and that was uncomfortable. And then I tried sleeping with just 1 pillow behind my head and no pillow between my legs, and that was uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to go to sleep. But I couldn't get comfortable at all, no matter what I tried. But let's see. Last weekend, Kurt and I, his mom, offered to keep the kids for us for just the day so that we could actually have a day to ourselves. We have not had that, and I cannot tell you how long. It's been such a long time since it's been just he and I. So we went to lunch, and then we went and got some ice cream after that, and then we went to do some shopping because my son is growing out of his underwear. His undies were getting too tight. So I told Kurt, I said, let's just run me over to Walmart, and I'll run in and grab him some things that we need for him, and more things that we need for the house maybe, just to kind of browse around and kill some time. But when I was in there, I found this body pillow, and it's so soft, and I'm so glad, you guys, that I bought this thing, because it is seriously like one of the softest pillows I've ever felt in my life. And it's like, I don't know if you can even see my arms, but it's like this long, and oh my gosh. I have a pillow behind my head at night, and then I lounge out with this thing between my legs and right under my, like right here. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am sleeping like a rock now. I'm so glad that I bought this pillow. It has made such a difference in my life. But, you know, when you're pregnant, you just have to find what works for you. But let's see, a few days ago we took the kids, my mother-in-law, her and I, we have membership passes to the zoo here in Florida. So we took the kids to the zoo that day, and not remembering that it was still spring break, we get there and we're like, oh my gosh, like as soon as we pulled in, you have to drive pretty far to get to where the parking area is. And there's like grass that lines both sides of the road. People were parking way out there. It's like as soon as you would turn in, people were already parking on the sides of the road because there was nowhere else to park. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But we ended up staying. We didn't walk around the zoo. They actually have like a little water park area for the kids to play in. There's like 2 different pools. There's a pool that are made for like kids, like my daughter's age, like 2-year-olds and under. So the water isn't very deep. It's like maybe, I don't know, maybe that deep. So they can just kind of splash around and play in there. And then there's another side of the pool. They're connected between like a, what do you want to call that? Like a dock or boardwalk or whatever. But on the other side, they have this like pool lever thing that has a bucket on the top that can dump water on the kids, and the water's a little bit deeper and it's bigger too. So there's a lot more area for the bigger kids to splash around and play. But we always keep I always keep my kids in the smaller side of the pool because it's hard for me to keep an eye on both of them if they're in 2 separate areas. So, you know, for now, my kids just play together in the same area. But it was so hot that day, and there were so many people there that there was nowhere to sit except right in the sun. And luckily, I had plenty of water with me, so her and I didn't get dehydrated. But you know, it was so hot. I think it hit like 92 that day. So I ended up getting really sunburned. So my shoulders hurt so bad. But, you know, like I said, I've got pregnancy brain so bad. I can't remember anything anymore. And it's seriously, I'm doing ridiculous things, you guys. Like I am putting something down and forgetting where I put it, or I'm leaving my keys on top of my car or in my car, or I'm looking for my phone when it's in my hands, or, you know, crazy things like that. And I'm forgetting dates. And you know, luckily I have a big dry erase board that I write all my appointments and stuff on, because if I didn't have that thing, I would be lost right now, because I don't know. I managed to lose like my appointment cards that they give you at the doctors and stuff. I don't know what happens to them all. I keep them in my purse, but somehow they get moved around. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses, but I just, I don't know. Pregnancy brain is real right now, you guys, and I can't remember nothing. Anyways, but moving on. So, yesterday I had my 18-week prenatal visit. I am doing very well. My blood pressure was great. It was like 91/56. I know that's low, but it's always low when I'm pregnant, and I have yet to remember to ask my doctor why. Pregnancy brain for real, you guys. My weight has gone up a little bit more. I've gained about 5 pounds since my last visit at 15 weeks, I guess. Yeah, my 15 weeks. So in 3 weeks, I've gained 5 pounds. And at 15 weeks, they were supposed to do blood work to do the quad screen that checks for like birth defects and stuff in the baby early. But they said that they like me to be a little further along before they do that, so they had me come back yesterday at 18 weeks to do the blood work. And the nurse that came in to give me the paperwork to go down to the lab, she said, well, because you're going to be 35 before the end of your pregnancy, she's like, there's a test that it's like a more advanced quad screen once you hit 35, and it tells you a lot more detail about if there's anything wrong with the baby, and it also even gives them XY chromosome or XX chromosome. You know, it's very more detailed. So she said, let me see if we can go on and do that for you today, because you're not quite 35 yet, but you're going to be 35 before your due date. And I was like, oh, okay. So she came back a few minutes later and she's like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do it today. I was like, okay, great. So, but they needed a little bit more blood than they normally would for just a regular quad screen. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have the worst veins. My veins are seriously tiny. Like, they have to use the newborn butterfly needles on me for like newborn babies. And oh my gosh, even with that thing, they couldn't get anything out of me, hardly at all. They poked me right here, and then they poked me right there, and then my poor hand, I don't know if you can see how bruised it is right here, but they poked me there in my hand, and they barely got like maybe that much of one vial out of me. My veins suck, you guys. I hate giving blood. That's the only thing about pregnancy that I don't like, is that I know I have to do blood work, and I'm never going to be able to give blood as much as I need to, because my veins stink and I have to get poked like 5 times. Ugh, it's horrible. What? You need to go back to bed.
No.
Yes, you need to go back to bed. And then also at that appointment, I was given the okay to go on and make my 20-week anatomy scan ultrasound. So I'm very excited for that. Because I will also find out at that visit what the gender of the baby is. So I cannot wait for that visit. I'm so excited. It is now April 6th, and we find out on the 16th. So I just have 10 more days to hold out, and then we're going to go and have the ultrasound. So I'm super excited. No. Sissy's in bed. You're going to make too much noise. Shh. We got to be quiet, okay? No. Go on. Tonio, seriously. You stop. I completely forgot what I was saying. I see you back there. Oh my goodness. Trying to get this boy to go to sleep at night is sometimes difficult. Anyways, so I'm very excited for that. I cannot wait. We already feel like we know what it is. We feel like it's a boy, but we just want to get it confirmed before we start going and buying stuff. So I cannot wait for that. We just have a little over a week to go. And then,
you see Daddy?
Daddy's not here right now. So what else before I can let you guys go?
Look.
He is working. Oh my gosh. What was I saying? My appetite has come back. Sorry, you guys, my pregnancy brain is bad. My appetite has come back in full force. I'm hungry all the time now, it seems like. Still wanting pickles all the time, and something else new that I've been craving all the time is I want sweets all the time. Chocolate, candies, cookies, cakes, you name it. I want all of it. And oh my gosh, I'm trying not to eat that stuff all the time because I'm trying to like say, no, I don't need that. I need to eat like an orange or an apple sauce, or I need to eat something healthy. You know, but it is hard. It is hard when you're having these cravings. Anyhow, but as far as movements go, I'm definitely feeling a lot more. I'm so excited that I'm feeling the baby now. And that's pretty much it though, is that I'm feeling the baby moving a lot more, and my appetite is in full force. Pregnancy brain is for real right now. And we're just 2 weeks away from finding out what we're having. So I'm so excited. But I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to wrap this up because I got to get this little man back to bed, and I completely forgot what else I needed to talk about. But I hope that you guys are doing well, and I hope that I can update you guys again next week at 19 weeks. I know. But if I don't, at 19 weeks, I definitely will update you guys once we find out what the gender is. Because I'm very, very excited, and I cannot wait to share it with the world, what we're having finally. So like the video, give me a thumbs up if you like videos like this, and subscribe to my channel if you guys want to stay updated with the pregnancy, or if you too are pregnant and you just want to connect and share our stories. Please do, because I would love to get to know you, and maybe we can rant together about how we're feeling and things that are going on in our life right now. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me, and I will try to answer them as quickly and as much as I can. And I will talk to you guys hopefully next week. All right, you guys.